Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's a little
There is
freaky
something
deaky.
wrong with you.
Hmm.
You
Well,
know?
when I was doing internet radio, we had a comedian on from Chicago who, and we were on Zoom, and she would not take it off even for the Zoom. Like she's like, you can get audio, but she would not take the post-it off of her thing. She was sure Big Brother was watching. She would not would never take it off of her computer.
I put a
So
picture and then
so
they actually told me like, could you turn your camera on? And I'm like,
yeah,
I don't understand. When I look around, everybody looks like, they haven't shaven.
right,
Like they're, I mean, it was crazy during COVID.
yeah, yeah. Why?
Yeah.
But I don't. You know, I'm not sure if Big Brother's watching. I think it's probably more things
Oh,
trying to get us get information on us to sell us stuff. I don't know that the government cares what we look like. I think the companies care more about what we're saying and doing and things.
yeah.
With the webcam.
Yeah.
So according to security experts, it's not likely that they're looking, but it is possible. They say if you download malware, it might have code that lets someone take over your camera. So always be careful when you click on links to install things. Beyond that, they say your biggest risk is probably yourself. It's not hackers who are going to broadcast embarrassing video of you. It's you when you forget to leave a Zoom call or turn things off or things of that nature. Yeah.
Well, do you remember when I bought Ring? I almost didn't buy a Ring camera or doorbell because of they were hacking in and actually speaking to like the kids because they were watching in the
Oh
house.
yeah, there
Remember
was
the
things.
Ring
Yeah, yeah.
like security cameras or
Hmm.
whatever, and
Yeah.
they captured like, hey you,
Oof.
mommy's not home. Get into
Jeez.
bed, like
Oof.
that kind of thing, like
Yeah.
terrorizing children through it.
Yeah, that's a little freaky
Woo-hoo.
deaky.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're listening and want to check us out, we are up on Facebook Live and the YouTube channel. Go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're putting videos up all the time. We got YouTube Shorts and the Facebook Reels and all kinds of cool stuff that we're posting. So check that out. So 35% of people say they do cover up their webcam sometimes when they're not using it. I do think about it sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because the cameras that we have now have a red light and a green light, so the green
Mm-hmm.
light shows when it's on.
Mm-hmm.
So at least I can pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, speaking of surveys, 13% of people insist that peanut butter must be kept in the fridge. These are the fun things. I like these kind of surveys. So this is from BuzzFeed. I like the silly ideas of things of that people do and other people don't, and both are sure that that's the way you should do it.
Yeah, because I didn't know you had to put it in the fridge.
You
I've never
don't.
put peanut butter in the fridge ever.
You don't, but 13% of people insist that it must be kept in the fridge. It doesn't. No, I don't keep it in the fridge.
Okay.
You know what I used to put in the fridge all the time was syrup. I assumed it was one of those refrigerator
Yeah.
after opening.
Yeah.
No, I read the bottle. No, that's all in our heads. It's
You're
not. There's
kidding.
no refrigerator. Now yours might be because you use fancy syrup, but like your
I'm
aunt,
fancy.
well, like you've got the nice glass bottles, like but uh, like the Aunt Jemima, I don't
Yeah.
know what they call it now, country cabin, the plastic bottles
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, you just keep it in your pantry. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, so mayonnaise in the fridge or no?
Yeah.
98% say it belongs in the fridge. 2% say the pantry is fine.
Ooh.
It depends on when you're before open. Yes, once it's open, it's got to go in the fridge.
Okay. Well, then
That's
I'm
what I'm
all
saying.
about that.
Yeah,
So if I
yeah.
buy backup, I don't need to put it
Right,
in the fridge. But
right.
yeah, but once I crack it open, okay, now I feel better because I was like,
No, no,
what?
that's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
saying they got to make that clear when they're asking people, because some
Yeah.
people might say, "Yeah, well, when I bring it home from the store, I go and put it in the cabinet." Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Eggs. 90% say they belong in the fridge. 10% say the pantry is fine. It's
What?
common in Europe and other countries for eggs to be left
Yes.
unrefrigerated.
Yes. I saw this in Italy. Yes.
I-
Yes. Yes.
Now, you get your eggs from a local farm,
Yes.
and doesn't it say on there this long out of the fridge, this long in the fridge?
It's
I think on the note she gave.
Yes, it says 3 months in the fridge.
Mhm.
3 weeks out of the fridge, I think.
Whatever it was. But yeah, so
Best,
you could,
I mean, best eggs ever. If you haven't eaten eggs not at the grocery store
yeah,
and farm fresh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, the yolks are crazy. Don't be scared that they're bright orange. It's because they haven't gone through any processes or anything
All
like
right.
that. It's heaven.
yeah,
I love, and I have to eat eggs. I probably eat eggs every day.
yeah. They say since American chickens aren't vaccinated, the eggs need to be scrubbed clean in a machine, and they lose their natural coating. So, whatever that means.
Okay.
Pesto. I don't even have pesto in my house, but 90% say it belongs in the fridge. So,
Well, it's a combination of just oil and basil and walnuts.
it's a made thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and garlic.
Yeah. Pickles. 89% say it belong in the fridge. 11% say the pantry. Here's the thing: if I buy it in the refrigerated section at the store, I'm taking it home and putting it in the refrigerator.
Right.
Right.
But does that mean that's the thing? I would love clarification on that. If something is in the fridge, and we buy a jar of pickles, it's cold. Can you then leave it at room temperature and nothing happens to it internally? Like, does it spoil?
I don't know. There's so many times that I look stuff up on the internet because
Yeah.
I've accidentally left something out on the counter
Yeah,
for 8
yeah.
hours, 10
Yeah.
hours, overnight, whatever. Mustard, 87% in the fridge, 13% say in the pantry. Again, it's the same for ketchup. I'm going to say
Once it's open.
you have to ask the people when you're
Yeah.
doing the survey, are you talking about directly from the store, unopened, or are you talking about once it's open?
Yeah.
That's the only way to know.
Yeah.
Butter. Who's leaving butter in the
Who's-
pantry? It's going to melt.
Right.
It's going to melt. No, you can't leave that in
plus
the
it's
pantry.
cream. How do you? I don't understand.
No.
It's churned cream, right?
Yeah, no, you're wrong. No.
Yeah.
77% say in the fridge, 23% say they put butter in the pantry. How?
Okay, so I remember this again too in Europe. They would have the butter on the table, and it would just sit in a butter dish on
Yeah.
the table, and I was like, it's great in terms of spreadability.
Right, it
It's
makes it soft.
fantastic.
Yeah.
But I'm like, isn't that cream and gonna be icky? And I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
it
get
just seems like it would get soft. Soy sauce,
Mine is in the fridge.
mine is too, and this is gonna sound silly. This is like what you always do. Mine is in the fridge because the writing's too small for me to read. I couldn't. I didn't know. I was trying to figure out when I opened it if it had to go in the fridge or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's what I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I just made frozen egg rolls the other night.
Yeah.
So I usually, because it takes like 15 minutes for them to cook in the oven, I'll usually take the soy sauce out and let it sit during that time. I forgot. Now I've got cold soy sauce that I'm dipping hot food into, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
So then I got to go. I got to heat up the soy sauce. I got to find the right dish to heat up the soy sauce. It's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's out in the pantry, I'd be more than happy for it.
Yeah.
I was actually excited when I found out I had to put my syrup in the refrigerator because I'm like, I'm pouring cold syrup over my waffles. Like,
You don't heat your syrup up?
no.
What is the matter with you?
Okay. I don't know if this is why,
Yeah.
but so we just had French toast when I was in Florida.
Yeah.
My mom heats up her syrup.
Yeah.
Fancy syrup like you. My dad, plastic syrup, unheated, just right on the thing. Because it's not cold. It's out of the pantry. It's room temperature already. You just put it on your waffles. The waffles heated up.
Got it. Okay.
Apples. Okay, so now this is just going to be a preference.
Counter.
Yeah, me too.
I can't. My teeth. I don't want them ice cold.
Yeah. No, I don't like them ice cold. My preference is right off the tree.
Yeah. We have such a good time in the fall apple picking. And do you remember you just pulling them off? And,
Yeah.
Yep.
It's I prefer an apple right off the tree. Avocados. I don't have them. Do you keep them in the fridge or out? No.
Avocados in the fridge.
It's 41% say they belong in the fridge. 59% say the pantry is fine.
Wait a minute. I think I read something about this. I actually think if you put avocados in the fridge, they don't turn brown. Like you pull them out without ruining them. When they're on my counter, that's it. And forget about it. It's mush.
Once avocados become perfectly ripe, put them in the fridge to slow them at that stage for as long as possible. So once they become ripe,
Yeah.
You can keep them ripe in the fridge. John says we leave butter on the counter, does not melt, stays hard, also fresh. Can be on the counter. Interesting. Thank you, John. We appreciate it. Yeah.
How long? That's what
So,
I want to know. How long? Because that's the other thing I want to say. I don't even pay attention to how old I have my eggs. Like I eat them as I need them, but they're there for a while because I buy 5 dozen at a time.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've never washed an egg in my life.
I've never washed an egg in my life.
No. I didn't start washing potatoes till I met you. I didn't wash baked potatoes.
Did you ever eat the outside?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Am I dead? I'm dying. I'm dying from the inside out.
Oh, my Lord.
I think they made it through. I'm okay. Yeah. But yeah, that was. Thank you, John. We appreciate it. So I'm guessing what John's talking about is like. Now maybe I'm wrong, John. Let us know. Like, do you leave it on the counter like that's all the time, or while you're eating, like you make toast, you leave it on the counter?
No, he's
all day,
saying on the counter. I'll bet you he's saying on the counter. Yeah.
I guess.
I just don't understand how the cream doesn't go bad and yeah.
Maple syrup. Here, we were just talking about it.
Yeah.
And I think it depends on which one you've got.
Okay.
Because some of them will say, a lot of the glass
refrigerated after opening.
Right. But not the plastic things. Chocolate. Now, this is going to be a preference. Like, let's say candy, like a chocolate bar.
Oh, well, some people freeze those even. I mean, yeah.
I don't freeze it because I don't want it's too hard for my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like it in the fridge. I put I'm hooked on Mr. Goodbar right now, and they go right in the fridge when I come home.
Yeah.
That's onions. I don't put onions in the fridge until after I cut them. If I cut them up for food and I have some leftover, like for tacos or something like that, then I'll put them in the fridge, or I'll make something and cut it in half.
Yeah.
And put the half in a Ziploc in the fridge. But for the most part, I was telling Chrissy this yesterday, I don't keep a lot of vegetables on hand because I go to the grocery store so often.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I walked in the grocery store not sure if I was going to go tacos or Sloppy Joe. And once I went taco, I'm like, okay. Then I bought a tomato.
I was going to say, did you do pico or that kind of thing?
I bought a tomato and just sliced it up.
Yeah.
So, but I just buy the vegetable when I'm going to use it, and then I'm done with it. I don't keep a lot on hand, like when we used to make a lot of meals when there was a full house of family and stuff, then there might be more vegetables in the house. But me, just by myself, I don't keep vegetables in the house. I go buy them, done, and whatever I don't.
Well, that's what I love about summer is that now that I have the garden, I'm just waiting because then I'll cook based on what comes out of that.
Yeah.
In terms of herbs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, Chrissy started a kitchen farm. She's got a farm growing on her windowsill now. So you
Good
should
for
check
her.
that. Yeah, no, it's wacko. But you should check it out though for you.
Yeah.
Bread.
Thanks. That's wacko. Check it out.
You guys,
it'll work for you.
You guys like to grow all this stuff, and she grows all her own green onions.
Yeah.
She grows
So
all
do
her. She's got a head of lettuce growing on her windowsill.
I know she's so
no one
good.
wants that.
Yep.
No one wants a head of lettuce on their windowsill.
But here, can I just tell you?
78 cents to go buy one.
When the cherry tomatoes start coming up, and then I can pull them, and then what I do is I cut them in half. I put a little olive oil in a cast iron pan and I blister them. So I high heat them so tomatoes will melt and turn into this gooey sauce. And all you need is to hit it with garlic and a little bit of shallot and then basil at the end and throw it over some whole wheat noodles. Done.
Oh, I was going to say you put
and
it
you're
on
in
something.
heaven.
Okay.
It's just blistered tomatoes are my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then bread, 17% say it belongs in the fridge. I don't like bread out of the fridge. I meant to put my bread in the freezer before I went on vacation, and I did not. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
Because I had half a loaf, But I don't like bread out of the fridge. I think it takes something away from it. I think it just gives it a weird texture. I don't like it. And I eat enough bread that I don't need to. Usually for me, I'll eat a loaf before it goes bad. So I'm good there. And then the last one is peanut butter. We talked about it at the start. I keep mine in the pantry and then put the jelly in the fridge, obviously. So, all right. Coming up in a little bit, we are absolutely going to get to this celebrity story that I want to get to. So the title of both of our videos today is Celebrities Can Get Mad. It's okay. So the third one will actually be the celebrities, and we're going to decide whether or not they were actually mad or not.
At the Home Depot, our power